In the heart of a bustling city, where strangers pass one another like ships in the night and life seems to move at a relentless pace, one man's quiet act of integrity changed his destiny forever. For most people, John Turner was invisible. Dressed in a tattered coat with a weathered backpack slung over his shoulder, he spent his days walking through the city streets, collecting cans and bottles to trade for change. At night, he slept under a bridge or in a shelter when space allowed. A former construction worker, John had lost his job and home after a series of personal tragedies, including the sudden death of his wife and a prolonged struggle with depression. With no close family to lean on, life had unraveled quickly. But John had something many had lost, a moral compass that never wavered. One chilly morning, John stopped at a bench near a busy coffee shop to rest his feet. As he sat down, he noticed something unusual lying just beneath the bench, a sleek, black leather wallet. He picked it up and opened it cautiously, half expecting it to be empty. But inside was a thick wad of $100 bills, a few credit cards, and an ID belonging to a man named Michael Richards. John looked around. No one seemed to be searching for anything. Most people wouldn't have blamed him if he kept the money. After all, he had nothing. He hadn't had a hot meal in days. But John didn't hesitate. He knew what he had to do. He walked nearly 2 miles to the nearest police station, clenching the wallet tightly in his hand. When he handed it over, the officer on duty looked surprised. "You could have walked away with $1,000, man. Why bring it back?" John shrugged. "It's not mine." What John didn't know was that the wallet belonged to a local tech entrepreneur, Michael Richards, who had been in town for a meeting. Michael had been frantic when he realized it was missing. His company credit cards, ID, and a sizable amount of cash were all inside. That night, he got a call from the police letting him know his wallet had been returned, intact, by a homeless man. Deeply moved, Michael wanted to meet John personally. He asked the officer to help track him down, and 2 days later, he found John sitting on a sidewalk near the train station, sipping from a styrofoam cup of coffee. "You must be John," Michael said, kneeling beside him. "I'm Michael, the guy with the wallet. I wanted to say thank you." John stood awkwardly, unsure how to respond. "Wasn't much. Just did what was right." Michael smiled. "That's rare these days. Can I take you to lunch?" Over burgers and fries at a diner, Michael listened to John's story. His former life, his fall, and how he never lost sight of who he was. By the end of the meal, Michael was certain of one thing. This man deserved another shot. Over the following weeks, Michael arranged for John to stay at a hotel while he connected him with a friend who ran a nonprofit that helped the homeless find work and housing. Within a month, John had a job as a warehouse assistant. 3 months later, he moved into his own small studio apartment. Clean clothes replaced his old coat, and with a steady paycheck, John began to rebuild his life, brick by brick. But Michael didn't stop there. Inspired by John's honesty, Michael launched a social media campaign to share the story. It quickly went viral. Donations poured in from people around the world who were touched by the simple kindness of a man who had nothing but gave everything. With the money raised, Michael started a foundation in John's name, the Turner Trust, dedicated to helping homeless individuals find a path to self-sufficiency through housing, mental health support, and job placement. At the opening ceremony for the foundation, John stood before a crowd of journalists, donors, and former street peers. He was dressed in a new suit, his hair trimmed, his eyes bright. When he took the microphone, he cleared his throat and said, "I didn't return that wallet for a reward. I just did what my mother taught me. Do the right thing, even when it's hard. I never imagined it would bring me here." If this story means anything, let it be a reminder that one honest act can change your life. It changed mine. The crowd rose in applause, not just for the man John had become, but for the man he had always been.